In Creo Parametric 8.0, symbol creation, placement, and modification have received huge overhauls. Let's take a look at that. Here I am starting out in a drawing where we have 3 different views of our outboard motor, and I want to place some symbols on here. Let's go to the Annotate tab, and one of the first things that you'll notice is that the symbol command no longer has a drop-down. If you click on symbol, this is one location where you can access both your symbol gallery and your symbol palette with the predefined symbols that come from PTC that you can modify to include your own symbols. Let's go back to the symbol gallery, and first our symbols are organized into different groups. Here we have the recent symbols that we have placed, and then you have the pinned symbols, ones that I use very often, then all my user symbols, then we have a group of other, and then all the other different symbols that are already set up. So for example, we have our surface texture symbols, and scrolling down, we even have some welding symbols listed in here, and then our active object symbols, and there's even a command for accessing more symbols down at the bottom. And if these are too much for you, you can always collapse them to make them easier to navigate. Another thing that helps is how you're displaying the different icons in here. So for example, if I go to this drop down, right now they're being displayed with small thumbnails, and it's really hard for me to see what type they are. I can change to a large thumbnail. Most of them didn't change, but here we have small thumbnails with the name. Then we have large thumbnail with the name as well, and also names only. And let's go to large thumbnails with names. That helps me out a little bit more. Also inside of here, we have the ability to search for different symbols. So for example, if I had trouble locating one of my different symbols, I could start typing in some of the different letters. You can see as I type in more letters, it filters down to the correct symbol that I'm looking for. Let's use the X in order to get rid of the search terms. You have the ability to expand all the levels or collapse all the different levels in order to navigate to the ones that you want to get to. So let me go to my pinned symbols, and the first one that I want to place in here is going to be my first article inspection symbol. So I will click on it, and then as I move over the screen, you can see that we have a select reference dialog box that opened. Let me collapse the symbol palette, and if I move my mouse over some geometry, it allows me to attach the leader to that particular entity, and then let me middle mouse button to locate it. If I go to place another symbol, let me hold down the right mouse button. There is now a repeat command inside of the mini toolbar that allows you to quickly place multiple instances of the same symbol in your drawing or in a model. And if I hold down the right mouse button in the pop-up menu, you have some additional options for how you're going to place it. By default is set to automatic. Here we have an option for absolute coordinates. Depending on the nature of the symbol, you might also have relative coordinates and some other different options that you may see depending on the type of symbol is on entity or normal to entity. And using a config.pro option that I will show at the end, you can use this with leader free point. And with leader free point means that I can place this so that the leader is not attached to anything. And then let's middle mouse click. And in that way, we have our FAI symbol located on the sheet. After I place the symbol, the ribbon actually changes. It went from the placement ribbon to the contextual ribbon. And so, for example, from here, I could go to my symbol customization. And in this particular situation, I can say, hey, the custom text should be 2 instead. And it updated on the computer screen. Let's collapse the symbol customization. And I will come back to that in a moment. Here we can also change the angle right from our contextual ribbon and also the height. So for example, maybe I want this one to be bigger. Hey, let's type in a new value and the size of the symbol updated. We can also rotate it. Let's rotate it 90 degrees. And you can see how it's located sitting on its side there. So that's good. Let me left click on the background of the computer screen in order to deselect it. Now we'll take a look at a different symbol for customization. Once again, I will go to Symbol and let's go to my gallery, and I'm going to grab this NFPA symbol. If you've ever seen any of those hazardous material placards, I was trying to duplicate that. Let me click on the symbol customization button, and here you can see for a symbol you have your grouping and also your variable text all in the same tab. It used to be, if you remember placing symbols back in Creo 7 and earlier, if you had different groupings and variable text, you would select those from different tabs, but we can select them all from the same tab and the preview will update. So for example, maybe for flammability, I want this to be a 3 and it updates. Hey, for health, let's give this one a 2. For instability, this is dangerous, it's going to be 4. And for our special hazards, I'm going to choose SA and it's updated. And you can add in your other additional groupings. So for example, maybe I want to add the little text so that people know what the different numbers and codes mean. And once I have it configured, I can move it out over on my drawing wherever I want to place it and right over here. By the way, why would anyone create an outboard motor that is this dangerous? But anyhow, that's how you can see the symbol customization for getting your symbols the way that you want them to be. Let's collapse the symbol customization, and I'm just going to zoom in for a moment. Before I place one other symbol on here, let me left click on the screen. Okay, let's go to place another symbol on here. I will click on the symbol command, and you'll notice that we have the previous symbol attached to our mouse by default. Here we have repeat mode that we can turn on right from the ribbon. Let's go back to the symbol palette, and we've got a variety of different symbols on here. What I want you to pay attention to is in the lower right hand corner, it says sheet 1 of 1. Your symbol palette now can be multiple sheets, and that way you have better control over the organization, so you don't just have one single sheet with all your different symbols from the palette showing up on there. And from within here, we can move and pan around so we can find the symbol that we want to use. And I want to indicate that this outboard motor is extremely dangerous. Let's grab from our group of symbols for free attachment. I'm going to grab the shock warning, because that's exactly what you want when you have a motor that you're taking out on the water. Hey, you want it to be an electrical shock hazard. So anyhow, that's how we have our different symbols placed in the drawing. One other thing to note before we jump over to a model, back in previous versions, when you went to the symbol command, there was a drop-down list, and one of the commands there was symbol gallery, which allowed you to create and modify your own custom symbols. Well, that is a command that you use rarely, so it has been moved to the annotations overflow menu. Here we have the define symbol command. When you click on this, it will open up the menu manager that was used in previous versions for those creation and modification purposes. All right, let's click done out of there. Now let's jump over to the model to see a few other additional options. Let's say I want to place some different symbols in my assembly model. Let's go to the Annotate tab, and I want to use, it looks like the front annotation plane will be good for what I'm placing on here. And to place the different symbols, well, again, we will go to the symbol command, and we have a variety of different symbols that we can place in here. Let's go to the gallery, and let's say I want to put another one of my FAI symbols on here. So I will click on it, and then for the attachment, I will select the edge that I want it to be attached to by middle mouse button to locate it, and then hold down the right mouse button. You have the ability to transform the symbol right from the mini toolbar. And when I click on transform, well, we have a handle where we can rotate it to an angle, and the angle is updated in the ribbon. And if we want it to be bigger, I can do that from here as well. Once again, we can go to the symbol customization and change the variable text. Maybe I want this to be my third FAI. Let's collapse the symbol customization tab. But another thing that has been updated for Creo 8 is you can now add semantic references to your symbols. And so by clicking on that, I can say, hey, for this one, I want this surface, and hold down the control key and select some other additional surfaces. That should be included in the inspection. And so I've got my different references selected in there that go along with this particular symbol. And then I can click the OK button. Also, if I hold down the right mouse button, another thing that you have in here is parameters. So symbols now support having their own parameters. Also, you can use designation, and I can designate it and then go to designation again and say that this is a control characteristic. That way, this will go up into Windchill when I check it in, and then I can use that control characteristic in a process plan in NPM Link. If you go to the options command, that's another place where you can designate it and also have it as a control characteristic. Some other different right mouse button functionality that you have, let me click on again, accidentally clicked out. If we go in here, we have the ability to repeat right from the mini toolbar. We also can add additional leaders from here, and there's a new option to update the symbol. So let's say that we changed the symbol definition in the symbol gallery, then you can update the symbol so it will update to the latest definition that you have it. And so those are the different enhancements that you have to symbols in both the drawing and the model. Let's take a look at a few related config.pro options. Let's go to File and then Options and then Configuration Editor. Let's click on the Find button, and I'm going to make this dialog box wider so that we can read the descriptions as well. And so for the first one, well, let me type in the keyword symbol and then hit the Find Now button. I'm going to scroll down in the list. And one thing I showed was that when you have a symbol with a leader, well, there's an option that turns that on so that you can use the with leader free point placement option. In other words, the leader doesn't have to be attached to an edge or a surface. It can just be attached to free space. That option is called symbol free with leader. The default value is no. If you want to enable that particular option, you can change it to yes and then save it in your config.pro file. Another one that we have in here, symbol repeat mode. And so I showed a couple different times how you can use repeat mode in order to place the same symbol one after another in your drawing or your model. By default, repeat mode is turned off. If you want the default behavior for repeat mode to be turned on, well, just use this particular config.pro option. Okay, let's see another one. Let me scroll up in the list. Okay, default symbol thumbnail type. Let me make this column a little bit wider. So when I went to the gallery, I was able to change the way that the different symbols are displayed. Here's the config.pro option that controls that. By default, they're set to small thumbnails, but you see here that we have large thumbnails, small thumbnails with names, large thumbnails with names, or names only. The next one, let's take a look at attach last symbol to cursor. So when I placed that little hazard symbol and then got out of the command and went back in to place another symbol, well, the previous symbol was still located on my cursor. That's because of this option, attach last symbol to cursor. The default value is yes, but you can change that one to no. Another one for the administrators, allow color change for symbols. So by default, that's set to yes, which means that a user can place a symbol on the drawing and then change the color of the symbol. But sometimes administrators want to make sure that you are enforcing the company standards. You want all certain symbols to be a certain color, so they can disable the ability for users to change the colors of different symbols. And the last one to take a look at, if I scroll back down in here, the other new config.pro option that was added, restricted symbol palette. And so by default, this is set to no, which means that usually your symbol palette is located somewhere on your local machine. A user can actually go there and add symbols to that palette if they want to. But by using this config.pro option, well, an administrator can say that no, users cannot add symbols to the palette. Default value is no, but you could change that to a yes. And so those are the other new different config.pro options related to symbol creation, placement, and modification in Creo 8.0. Hey, give this functionality a test drive. It is really neat. I hope you enjoyed this video. For more information, please visit www.creowindchill.com. If you learned something from this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like this video, please click the subscribe button and ring the bell to be informed when new videos are uploaded. Thank you very much.